Welcome to the ACHIMA 2022 and welcome to the joint booth of Haver & Böcker Machinery Division, Haver & Böcker Automation, Feige Filling and Aventus. Have you ever been to the website of Haver & Böcker? Then you may have seen that there's an Haver & Böcker Institute, and maybe you wondered the same thing that I wondered about. I read the description. The Haver & Böcker Institute is the place where we bring our packing triangle to life. And I would love to know what this means. And luckily, I will be able now to ask all of my questions to Thomas Hilling. He's responsible for the support and consulting of the global sales team. And he is the general manager of the Haver Institute. Hello, Thomas. Hello to Oelde.
Hello, Merle. Hello to Frankfurt.
Great to have you. Thomas, when you Google institute, you end up on Wikipedia, and then there is written that an institute can be a cultural, artistic, economic, or scientific institution of education and research. Where do you see the Haver & Böcker Institute in this description?
Yeah, right. So the Haver & Böcker Institute is for sure an institution for research and training. So in general, we follow the packaging triangle. That is our main topic, what we always talk about with every customer, every internals. So it is the Haver Institute is a technology center for filling machines and for powder bulk handling. Just to give you some figures, so we have around about 18 different kinds of filling machines. That's valve bagging machines from all kinds of technology, as well as FMS and open mouth bagging technologies. And as said, in principle, we're always following the packaging triangle. The packaging triangle has three parties. One is a product, so we really have to examine the product, have to know the behavior of the product, and have to decide what kind of filling technology is the right one for this kind of powder. On the other hand, it is a bag. In this case, it is a paper valve bag, a typical cement bag. We have to know the type of material where the bag is made out of, the material characteristics, all the things what is related to or what are influencing the filling itself. That we have to examine around about 2,000 products. Excuse me, sorry. We have to examine around about 2,000 bags per year, just to know really the details and if it fits to the demands inside the project. We have to analyze around about 1,000 products a year to figure out the filling behavior and the mechanical properties. And the last part of the packaging triangle is a filling machine, and here I have just a filling tube as an example. So each machine is equipped with a filling tube, and just this filling tube, just to give you a number, we have around about 5,000 different ones, because every project, every bag, every product needs a special solution, and therefore we have this huge amount of filling tubes.
So that's very
individual.
Also
we do, yeah, it's absolutely individual, and also we do around about 260 filling trials a year, where customers are coming and we show them their product running on our machines with the original bag. And that is really giving a good impression and makes us sure that we have the right technology for this project.
And the Institute, when was it founded, and how do customers actually benefit from your work?
The Institute was already established in 1974. Since that, we handled thousands of products and hosted thousands of customers attending filling trials, testing of bags or products. So that really shows, in this case, the customer, the possibilities we can offer, show the performance of the machine, and of course we can discuss in detail about the demands and the guarantees we have to fulfill later on. So the customer really benefit from it because we really show what we can guarantee later.
And you talk about all the tests you have to do. How many different tests do you need to do to find the perfect packaging for the customer?
Yes, of course, there are some tests necessary to figure out the mechanical properties. We do, for instance, particle analysis, so we have to know the fineness of the particle distribution to decide if it is an impeller filling, for instance, or more an air filling system. We measure the different types of density, such like loose, compacted, and normal density. That's important for the characteristic of the product to decide what kind of bag is necessary later on. And as well, we measure moisture content, deaeration, and fat content, for instance. That's some mechanical properties, what we try to figure out to decide what is necessary. I want to show you a little bit more the so-called aeration and deaeration test. We have here an instrument which is, called the deaeration tester. What we have over here, we have a column where, in this case, cement is inside. So we have a certain filling height, and I will just start the aeration of the product, and you can really see how the product increase the volume and what the air is doing with the product. It makes a little bit noise because we have a dedusting, but I will switch it off after.
So what is happening here?
Yeah, so what you have seen, we await the product. First of all, we can figure out how much air is necessary to await the product fully. As you may remember, the product level was up to here, so that is what we call the loose density. The product is now full of air. That is the same situation when it comes into from the process into our filling machine. And what we have to do later, and we have to compact the product inside the bag. Just to give you an idea with cement, so we have the product over here when it is coming in the machine, and we have to compact it more or less over here. So we have to bring all the air out during the filling, and that therefore is important to know more about the bag, how the bag performed during filling, and of course the product itself. So if we have a very light product which deaerates quite slowly, we have to increase, for instance, the hopper so that the product has time to re-deaerate before we start the filling process.
That's very interesting. So now we have an idea what you're actually doing with the products that are coming to you. Do you have an idea how many different products you have already turned upside down with your team? And are there really still new product mixes coming up, or do you have the feeling that we've seen everything and we don't have to do that many tests anymore?
No, we have a database, and since we feed all results in a database, we collected more than 22,000 different types of products. Of course, the mass products are mainly the same. But sometimes there are always coming new products on what we have never thought about, that such product could be filled into bags. That makes it interesting, and of course each project is individual and each product has its own characteristics, and that is what we have to figure out.
And on which topic is your knowledge especially on demand?
Yeah, the most question we discuss about with our colleagues, but also with the customers, not related just to the filling, it's to the whole process. So how to feed the product inside the filling machine, what we have to take care of, about the filling technology itself for sure, but also a lot of questions related to the bag. Because the bag, as a part of the filling triangle, has to fit perfectly to the product. Only if that happens, the filling triangle works perfectly and the performance of the machine is good.
And thinking about the bags, which is part of the packing triangle, is there such a thing as a standard for the handling of empty bags?
Yes, we have, for sure, we have our own specification how to handle the empty bags. But also we start a couple of years ago together with a Swedish paper supplier, BillerudKorsnäs, to start developing norms. So the idea was that we have to each topic, which is related to industrial packaging, a certain norm. So with this norm, it's pretty easy to just look, for instance, the permeability, sac moisture, or valve design, or whatever is for interest. We create this norm to, let's say, answer all the questions which are related to that. These norms are available on our websites, but also if you'd like to get some, just send us a message and we can send you some norms.
I have the feeling there's a lot of know-how and a lot of expertise in your Havant Böcker Institute. How do you make sure that there are always new talents coming in, young professionals that support you? I know that a lot of people have difficulty finding new talents joining in a lot of companies.
Yes, of course. That is a topic what we hear everywhere, but fortunately for us, we don't have problems in that. So we have our own trainees, which comes here every 2 months. We get a new one, so they get an image what we are doing, what we kind of work we have to do, and that's for sure quite interesting. Beside of that, we have also a lot of students coming along. We do bachelor theses and so on related to different topics. And here we really see that that our work is quite interesting for a lot of people, because we don't handle only with machines. We have the complexity inside, and that really opens a way for new people.
And I think when you're doing all this research, I think that you never stop learning, right? So are you training your employees regularly based on the new research you just had and did?
Yes, of course. We do trainings. There are different ones of trainings. So for new people, doesn't matter where they come from in the world, we do basic trainings. That could be just a few days, but it's also possible for a couple of months, depending what kind of knowledge is requested. And for sure, we do also training for new equipment, for special topics. Everything is possible. So we have, let's say, every week someone here for training, and that is absolutely necessary, because this know-how is important once you come in touch with filling machines and, of course, with the customers.
Thomas, thank you very much for the insight. I think that's very interesting to hear about your research, but also about your team and everything you do. And I'm pretty sure some people are watching that are either interested in getting their products tested now, or maybe even in working with you. So feel free to contact Thomas. He's happy to speak to you, to tell you even more about the Havant Böcker Institute. Thank you, Thomas, for your time.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye to Frankfurt.